Hello, chess fans. Welcome back to another thrilling puzzle breakdown. Today, we're diving into a gem from 1953, featuring the one and only Mikhail Tal, the magician from Riga himself, against Mark Pasman in a game played right in Tal's hometown of Riga, Latvia. Tal was just 17 years old here, already flashing that tactical genius that would make him world champion in 1960. Fun fact, Tal was known for his aggressive sacrificial style, often leaving opponents bewildered with his voodoo calculations. This position comes from their clash, likely in a local tournament or championship qualifier, where Tal, as white, has some advanced pawns pushing hard on the king side. Black's setup looks solid with extra material, but appearances can deceive in Tal's world. White's to move, and the board is tense. You've got that white pawn way up on the 7th rank, itching to promote, a queen staring down the king side, and a rook on the 3rd rank ready to rumble. Black has a knight sitting pretty in the center, a far-off queen, and a rook that seems to back it up. Or does it? Let's think like Tal and hunt for the fireworks. As a commentator, I'll walk you through the key ideas, why some tempting moves fizzle, and how this unfolds on the board. Buckle up. This one's a queen sacrifice stunner. First off, you might eye that central black knight and wonder if white can just grab it. But it's protected by the black queen from afar and, seemingly, the rook behind it on the same file. Hang on, though. Look closer at that file. There's a black pawn blocking the way, so the rook isn't really defending anything there. That's a huge clue. Other ideas like sliding the rook sideways or pushing pawns feel too slow. Black's extra pieces could counter hard. For instance, if white tries something passive like moving the king out of harm's way, black keeps the material edge and starts rolling. No, Tal spots the brilliant path. Sacrifice the queen to deflect black's queen and open up a devastating rook invasion. Here it is. White slams the queen right into the action by capturing that central knight. The queen snaps up the knight on e4, hanging itself in front of black's queen. It's a bold offer, but Tal's calculated it all. Now, what does a good player do? Black sees the gift, but smells trouble. Taking it leads to chaos, but ignoring it leaves white up a knight for nothing. Let's explore both paths, starting with the acceptance. It's flashy and teaches why the sack works. Suppose black greedily grabs back with the queen. Queen takes queen on e4. Boom. Now the deflection pays off. The black queen's been lured away from watching a critical invasion square on the back rank. White follows with a killer rook lift. The rook rockets up to d8, checking the king. Why not do this earlier? Simple. Before the sack, black's queen was guarding d8 and could have just snatched the rook safely. Now, no such luck. The queen stuck on e4 and doesn't hit d8 anymore. Black's in check with no way to capture this pesky rook safely. The options are slim. Scoot the king, block with the rook, or block with the knight. Each has issues, and we'll see why they're all losing. Let's check the king's escape first. It's black's best try, but still toast. King slides to f7. Perfect setup. With the king off its throne, white promotes the advanced pawn. The pawn marches to g8, turning into a queen with check. This new queen eyes the king directly on f7. Black's king can't capture it back because that square's hit by white's rook on d8. Kings can't step into attacks like that. Black's only dodge is king to f6, but white keeps the pressure with another rook check. Rook drops to d6, checking again on the 6th rank. The king on f6 is exposed, and this rook is untouchable. No black piece hits d6. From here, white's dominating with superior activity, the new queen coordinating attacks, and black's pieces scattered. Black might scramble, but evals show white's crushing, likely picking off material like the loose queen on e4 soon, or forcing more concessions. Tactics like this turn the tables fast. Backtracking a bit. What if black blocks the original rook check differently? Say, with the rook. Instead of king to f7, black shoves the rook to e8 to intercept on the back rank. Bad news, white just gobbles it up. Rook captures on e8 with check. Black can't retake with the queen because its own pawn blocks the file. The king's exposed again, and white's up material after the dust settles, with easy ways to promote or attack. Total domination. Or the knight block. Knight jumps to f8, plugging the back rank. Even worse, white has a promotion capture. The pawn on g7 takes the knight on f8, promoting to queen with check. Again, the new queen checks the king on g8. Black's king can't capture it safely because white's rook attacks that square. This line leads to forced mate in a few moves. Black's position collapses under the dual queens and rook pressure, with no escape for the king. Now, rewind to after white's queen capture. What if black wisely declines the sack? A strong player might sense the danger and try something else, like bolstering defenses. For example, black could move the rook to e8 right away to cover the back rank or prepare, like sliding the rook up to e8 for support. In that case, white's still better. The queen on e4 is safe. Only black's queen hits it, but black already moved, having nabbed a free knight. White can then reposition the queen aggressively, say back to its original square, ramping up pressure on the king side and threatening the loose knight or promotion lines. Black's uncoordinated, and white's activity plus passed pawns give a clear edge, though not as explosive as the sack line. Other sidesteps, like black-queen maneuvers, run into similar issues. White can invade or snatch material. Wrapping it up, the winning idea is the queen capturing the knight on e4, sacrificing to pull black's queen off guard and unleash the rook to d8 with check. It exploits the blocked rook file and back rank weaknesses, leading to promotion tactics or material gains. Tempting alternatives like rook shifts or pawn pushes don't cut it because they let black consolidate the material lead. Tal's brilliance shines here. He turned a minus position into a win with this combo. If you played this game, did Tal's magic inspire you? Drop your thoughts below, like and subscribe for more puzzles, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck on the board.